Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Daze and welcome to today's opinions video. We got something a little bit different, something a bit more fantasy booking, if you will. The question was raised by Mitchell during one of our members' streams about who would we like to see move over from AEW over to WWE, and this actually is a question that comes up quite a bit during our live streams, so I thought it made sense to give it its own video. I always like to start by giving my thoughts on this, and for me, I think this is pretty straightforward. I'd be looking at Ospreay if you could get him, because I think there's an argument he is the best wrestler in the world right now and has been for the past few years. So Will Ospreay is, I think, someone that can really move the needle. He can really carry a segment. Dare I say, carry a show. You know, if you've got him on your show and you build him up, I mean, I'm thinking him as a face taking on a heel Roman. I mean, that would just be absolutely monstrous. So I say he's a needle mover. I mean, he's not massively moving the needle for AEW, but honestly, where would they be without him right now? How do we know that he's not moving the needle? How do we know it wouldn't be even worse for AEW if they didn't have Ospreay? All the good, positive vibes that I'm hearing about AEW tend to be around Will Ospreay. And, of course, the return of MJF, he would be my second person that I would go for. I think MJF has proven himself to be the biggest star in AEW. I think he's one of the best heels in the business today. I was not a big fan of him as a face. I was not a big fan of him with Adam Cole. I didn't think any of that worked for me personally, but I do think he is one of the best heels. I think like his promos are obviously amongst the best. His match quality is obviously very good, and that's something he takes very seriously. His look is maybe what lets him down a little bit, but he's got pretty strong branding with the Burberry stuff. So, you know, that really stands out. And honestly, he's so good on the mic, it doesn't really matter. He's kind of that little pipsqueak that you just want to throttle, you know? So him being a heel, it works. So, and also you can put bigger people with him that he can kind of hide behind if needed. Obviously, we had Wardlow with him, and that worked for a while. But yeah, I mean, look, with MJF, you've just got loads of options and loads of talent. And then the final name I've got is Jamie Hayter. I'm a big Jamie Hayter fan. I didn't really know anything about her until she signed with AEW, and I genuinely think she's gone on, or had gone on, to become one of the best women's wrestlers that was active in the world. I was so impressed with her look, with her presentation, with her matches, even her promos. She was really comfortable. Like, Jamie Hayter, I think, is someone that has got a bright, bright future. Obviously, it depends about this injury. She's been out for ages. We haven't seen her in forever. So I don't know what she's going to return like, but I've got a lot of time for Jamie Hayter. I would love to get the likes of Toni Storm back. I think Toni Storm is absolutely killing it. I'm a big fan of Swerve. I think Swerve's been doing some great work as well. I mean, there are a lot of great names, great talent, which you wouldn't even think twice about taking from AEW. And actually, I think what prompted all of this was the fact that Lucha Bros, Daniel Garcia, Ricky Starks, those are some names that are being linked with WWE. So yeah, it's kind of prompted this conversation as to who is it you would take. Now, with 112 responses, and we are not going to get through all of those, but with 112 responses, we are going to have to get into it. So let's start with Ken, who says Wardlow is one that he would be interested in. AEW really dropped the ball with him. He would be perfect on the WWE roster. Hikaru Shida, she is a badass, and I'd like to see her mix it up with talent like Asuka, Charlotte, and Tiffany. And then MJF, and I'm sure MJF is going to be mentioned a lot. He is an incredible talent. His character feels a bit aimless right now. With the mentorship of WWE, I think he can take things to another level. Gio the Theo says Jon Moxley, MJF, Toni Storm. I wonder if MJF will be mentioned like literally every time. Wrestling's biggest fan said, I would have grabbed Anna Jay before she went to Stardom. She's talented, beautiful, young, and seems to work well. I'd go for Ricky Starks. If he's not available, I'd grab Wardlow and have him with Braun, Sheamus, Bronson Reed. I'd try and snag either MJF, or one of the best heels of all time, or Ospreay for being an outstanding face. So many options, but those are the ones that came to mind. Metal Mama said, all my reasons are selfish, and I'm not denying that. Daniel Bryan, a key figure in why I continued watching WWE. The only downside with that is he is retiring this year. So, I mean, it could be that Wembley is his last match. So, if you could grab him and convince him to stay, then I think Daniel Bryan might appear on a few other people's lists. Saraya, a trailblazer for women's wrestling. Her darker, edgier persona made me feel like I belonged. Her ability to break the mold and stand out continues to inspire me as a fan today. And Jon Moxley, his days with the Shield had me hooked. Who didn't love them? He did it like no one else, and I believed every moment. Funny enough, I wear an old beanie of his merch. People often mistake for Harry Potter. What, people often mistake you for Harry Potter? That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Seth Gogards says, MJF, Mark Briscoe, Darby Allin. Best heel and 2 babyface charisma talents on the roster. Oh, pictures, lovely. Paul said, 1, Wardlow. Just think of the matches he could have against Strowman, Damian, Gunther, Braun. They would be powerful feuds. He looks great in this image, doesn't he? MJF, his cocky attitude and his personality will be fantastic heel in WWE, a good fit. And Thunder Rosa, big potential. And then bonus, Buddy Matthews. Very good. WWE Ethan said, I would love MJF as I think he is the best wrestler and the best on the mic in the world. Also, I would love Sasha Banks back. Don't let her touch a mic ever again. Lol. Wardlow would be a really great addition to the roster. I think Triple H would cook with him. Anna said Ricky Starks. He would be perfect for NXT. I think he'd be great addition. Penta and Phoenix. There is a huge gap in the WWE landscape for decent lucha wrestlers. It's a missing demographic in the company, and the wrestling style would be a good fit. So you've gone with Ricky Starks, Penta, and Phoenix. Anna, shout out to you. Ratchet the Owl said, I think about this all the time. Sammy Guevara, Penta, Ray Phoenix. You could have had Penta and Ray Phoenix. I would have accepted Lucha Bros as one answer. I would have them join Dom, Carlito, Zelina, and Andrade to create the sickest Latino world order of all time, says Ratchet. Blackie said, MJF, one of the best there is, great heel, would do well. Dean Ambrose could go straight to the main event scene and would get a huge pop. And Hook, one of the best up-and-coming stars, would be great to mold and develop. Kelly says Britt Baker, would love to see her feud with Chelsea. Malachi Black, good shout. We need more darker personalities. And also, like, Zelina's over there, so I feel like Malachi's a very real option. Vincent, because he is awesome. Ethan said Daniel Bryan, because he's the best technician ever, and he would have bangers with Gunther and Damian Priest. Keith Lee, AEW has fumbled him. Under Triple H, he would be insane. And Mox, he needs to return. TJF, shout out to you. So we've got Will Ospreay, best in the world, and managed by Bryan Danielson. Kill Switch and Buddy join Rhea's Judgment Day. Kenny Omega to join Good Brothers. AJ, Mia, Reform Bullet Club. And JR, good shout. JR would be fun to return. Watson said, Will Ospreay, I'm still salty that he went to AEW as the dream matches he could have had with Seth, Ilya, Cody, AJ. MJF, he is just made for WWE and it's bound to happen one day. And then Keith Lee, I regularly think about that Survivor Series moment he had. I think he still has more to offer. Well, again, Mia Yim, she is over in WWE. I believe they're still in a relationship, so, you know, I feel like that one is maybe not impossible when his contract is up. Right, Richard said Daniel Bryan, Edge, and Eddie Kingston. I don't hear much about Eddie Kingston these days, you know. Things have gone a bit quiet for Eddie Kingston. Play Smart said Jericho for a retirement run, which could be really fun if he brought his list gimmick back. Yeah, imagine Jericho back in this version of WWE. That's a really interesting shout. Moxley, the Shield story will never truly end if Moxley doesn't go back. MJF, a great young talent that can develop even more within WWE, and an honorable mention would be Christian. Would be nice to see him. No one said Edge yet, which is, I don't know, is that a surprise? Maybe. Uncle Revel said 3 is a big ask without writing a novel, so I'll give you one. Moxley, Dean Ambrose. He is the only guy I can recall that didn't burn bridges, did everything he was asked, and even had a send-off show special. The Shield need to reunite. Honorable mentions would be Edge and Dustin Rhodes. Imagine Dustin Rhodes coming back with all the stuff you could do with Cody. That would be interesting. William said, I would take Tony Khan and make him WWE Booker. I just want to enjoy him telling AEW fans what he really thinks. Very good. Randall said, I'd definitely say Ricky Starks. He has charisma, mic skills, and moveset. Lance Hoyt. Is that Lance Archer? Yeah. Lance Archer is definitely on my list for being an underrated big man. His athleticism alone speaks for itself. Lastly, Hangman Adam Page. He's a great all-round talent. I can see them all in title runs. I think that's the first Hangman shout we've had. Sinan said Swerve Strickland because he has boosted his name so much since he was in WWE. Will Ospreay, absolutely phenomenal wrestler, and I think he could benefit from a run in WWE. And Bryan Danielson would be cool to see him have his final run before retiring in WWE. Brandon says Darby, MJF, and Swerve, all top guys who can elevate what WWE already has, and WWE can also continue to elevate them. Joseph said MJF because he's one of my favorite wrestlers right now. Will Ospreay because he could have had amazing matches with anyone and he is the best in the world, bruv. And Mercedes because I've always really liked her and I think she's really good in the ring and her promos are okay. Hope you're okay. I'm good, Joseph. Hope you're well. Raiders Boogie said I couldn't decide on 3, so here's 5. Okay. Mercedes Moné and Toni Storm to help the women's roster. Buddy Matthews for the Judgment Day. Adam Cole to face LA Knight, Carmelo Hayes, Logan. NXT rung to be a mentor. And Moxley to face both versions of Bloodline and Seth. So Mercedes, Tony, Buddy, Adam Cole, and Moxley. Bailey said, I'd bring back Malachi Black because he's great in ring talent and Vince absolutely fumbled him. And I feel like Triple H would do wonders with him. I personally want him to have a Judgment Day type faction as well. Maybe even Judgment Day and make him the main person. Rumble Rewind said Toni Storm because the women's division could use another top heel. Britt Baker because I just like her style. And Edge because of how dope would it be to see Edge, Mummy, and Priest on a face run together against the new Judgment Day. Roland said Kenny Omega because he's the total package. Even with the injuries, WWE could put him in a Roman Reigns type schedule. Pac, because he's a beast. And I'm sure that Triple H could book him goods. And Malachi Black for the same reason as Pac. I could just see them being main eventers. Real Wrestling Fan, MJF. He can do it in and out the ring. Britt Baker. She is young talent and someone young and old will be really fun with. And Will Ospreay. He is probably the best wrestler in the world today. I think, am I the only one to say Jamie Hayter so far? Babs the Barbarian said, I'd pick Wardlow, Ricky Starks, and Danhausen. Wardlow because WWE would know how to use him properly. Starks because I think he's underrated and they would put him in a good situation. And Danhausen is a merch selling machine. Makes sense to me. Babs, shout out to you. Mitchell said, if I could choose anyone with contracts not in play, I'd go Christian Cage, Adam Copeland, and Chris Jericho. I feel they could do great things in WWE. Derez fan says MJF, Ospreay, and Britt Baker. Why? Because their characters would make WWE even more watchable than what it is already. They would definitely bring something different to the roster. Male Tail Thongs says Jericho, Sasha, and maybe Tony Storm over MJF. Wow. Negan Mox said John Moxley. He's my favorite male superstar in AEW. The feud between him, Solo Roman, Bronson, maybe Uncle Howdy would be good. Abaddon, wow. First mention of Abaddon. Severely misused by AEW. They have the following to be great. Abaddon is very interesting. Very interesting. Buddy Matthews, I would see him beat Dom's ass with his wife. How's he going to do that? Like, is he going to swing her around or something? Jeremy said, Alistair Black, his athleticism. Keith Lee, McMahon used him wrong. And Darby Allin, what Sting taught him to go to waste in AEW would be a shame. OJH, the paradigm shift, said the obvious answer would be something along the lines of Ospreay, Jay White, MJF, all relatively young, and they can be stars for many years. I forgot about Switchblade, you know. But as an AEW WWE fan, I don't really want to see anyone go to the other promotion. It's not absolutely necessary. Greg Power said, I would say Malachi Black, just because I feel he's got unfinished business in WWE. MJF, the guy is unreal on the mic and a true heel. And Samoa Joe, that guy is so damn good. Honorable mentions, Ospreay, Orange Cassidy, first Orange Cassidy mention, Hangman, Tony Storm, and Saraya. Johnny, Tony effing Storm. Her timeless character is what intrigued me to check out AEW episodes. Are we going to make it with me being the only person to mention Jamie Hayter? I hope so. That'd be pretty sick. Fisticuffs said Tony Khan, Shad Khan, Mommy Khan. Chalky White said, honestly, I can only think of two, MJF and Wardlow. Maybe Britt Baker, I guess. Al said Claudio, Buddy Matthews, and Malachi Black. Great personalities and all good wrestlers. Hobbs, Hook, Bandido, all males, because at the moment, WWE seems to be drafting a lot of female talents, mainly many young and flourishing in NXT. Two talents aren't heavily trained, seem full of potential. Bandido, because he's insane. WWE has a lot of lucha talent too. Is there meant to be another one? Two talents. Bandido. I feel like there was meant, but there's not another comment. So I don't know where that was going. Dean Parker said, I would like to see MJF and Britt Baker and Hangman Page in WWE. I think all three of them would be good under Triple H or on NXT under Shawn. Trent said, MJF. Now that WWE is allowing more freedom in promos, he'd be a certified top star. Billy Starks, haven't seen much of Billy Starks at all. She's young, charismatic, has ton of potential to be a big star. Okay. And Beast Mortos, who the hell's that? He has a badass look and a great worker. Who the hell's Beast Mortos? I've never heard of him. Okay. Dr. Britt Baker, MJF, and Hangman Adam Page. Britt would be amazing as a heel in WWE. I could see a team in with Chelsea Green and Piper. MJF against Cody and Adam Page against LA Knight. They would be epic. Austin says, Daze, I want Darby, Will Ospreay, MJF. Hope you're doing well. Austin, shout out to you. Oh, no. Oh, you killed me. You sunk my battleship, Mo. You sunk my battleship. Ah, This is a pain I'll never get over. We've been reading comments for like 15 minutes. Def266, Bryan Danielson, Mox and Ospreay. Mo Reigns. Jamie Hayter. Jamie. I think her style of wrestling would be a plus in WWE's women's division. Wardlow, I think he'd be an awesome power guy. MJF is a future star. Yeah, whatever, Mo. Whatever. Brian, MJF, Darby Allin, and Danhausen. Jekyll and Hyde said MJF, Malachi Black, Buddy Matthews. 3 are the best the business has to offer. 2 never got the chance they truly deserved under the V words. Vagina. And 1, MJF could be the best heel we've seen, maybe ever, under the right management, top tier worker. We'll do these final ones because Mo's upset me now. Matt Jag said, Adam Cole, young, talented. Will Ospreay could have 5-star match and does. John Moxley, 1 more run. Dallas Cowboys fan said 1, MJF for promos against Miz. 2, Moxley since Vince is gone. And 3, Ricky Starks. He would do good in NXT. And then here's Goodfella who says Wardlow, Beast, we saw clips of potential star power. Britt Baker, fire on the mic, goes hard in the ring, star. And Powerhouse Hobbs, lots more potential to be unlocked. Have we got any more Jamie Hayter mentions? That's what I was just going to have a look. Chris Statlander shout there. What else we got? Alistair Black, Britt Baker, Adam Cole, Starks, Hobbs, Wardlow, Buddy, MJF, John Moxley, Malachi, Ricky, Buddy, Cole, Keith Lee, Britt Baker, Cole, Britt Baker, MJF, Shane McMahon, Thunder Rosa, Buddy Matthews, and Hook, MJF, Britt Baker, Thunder Rosa. Doesn't look like we do, you know. Just kind of scanning down, it looks like Mo's the only one that mentioned her. Oh no. Jesse, John, Darby, Britt, no. Will, Keith, Britt. There we go. So that was today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I thought there was some really good shouts in there. A few names I wasn't expecting. Lots of MJFs, of course. But that's where we are. Those are the superstars people would like to see come over from AEW. And honestly, some of them I would like to see as well. Right, we'll be back again tomorrow with another opinions video. And of course, also tomorrow on the main channel, we'll be back with Monday Night Raw. Thanks for watching. Appreciate the support. Have a good day. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.